ain't tryna see your hand out. No freebies, better pay out. Y'all so cheap, man, we stay out. Feel like a breeze, don't play around. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleepy, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleepy, and that's why you really gon' need me.
Yeah, I've been on the road chill. 31, baby, living out my dream still. I just got off a tour, the Prada in store. I'm playing, I'll be rocking with the guy in the horse. Yeah, you just hopped in the coupe, got lock in the shoes. I worship his Zeus, you not gonna shoot. I'm watching you do the cam base where I'm blocking these fools. I got studio time, I got my watch in the booth. Yeah, they be praying on my downfall. I'm an outlaw, switching pulls every stanza like Southpaw. How come your mouth off when y'all soft? No, you see me on the trampoline, about to bounce off. Yeah, it's a matter of time. I know you see me standing in the front, back of the line. I happen to grind every minute, passing the time. We ain't never been friends. How you acting like mine? Y'all need consentment. Y'all got resentment. God's grace lead to repentance. You live for mentions that make me question how you gonna handle a gift if you don't know how to stew a blessing. You can't do it. You don't want a dream chase. You don't put your hands to it. You know the circle strong. 4th and 40 got a punt. No, I don't do what I want. I do it for the kingdom come. I ain't know that I was flowing. I ain't showing sign of slowing. I am going for the juggler, mate. The one to debate. But you seem to want it for free. I ain't doing video unless I'm gonna get paid. Yeah, I've been working on a gift. I ain't doing free shows. You can call me here again. You can call me what you want. It's really absurd. Just because you the church doesn't really mean you don't have to pay me what I am worth.
I ain't tryna see your hand out. No freebies, better pay out. Y'all so cheap, man, we stay out. Feel like a breeze, don't play around. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleepy, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleepy, and that's why you really gon' need me. Y'all better pay for the CD. Y'all better pay to come see me. They left the whole crowd sleepy, and that's when you really gon' need me.
Ayo, Jay. Ayo, Jay. Ayo, Jay. Can we get some ratchet one time?
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve. Shield my greed. That's how I get it. Success ain't no giving. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. They don't want it when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem. I ain't perfect. Let them watch me elevating. Got them nuts. Cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house. And whoo. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Woo. Watch how I set it up, bet you I shut it down, watch how I get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger on the pin on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare to my line, but the winner about the cage. I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If You ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. Excuse me, I'm out of breath. I just had to run and go get a couple of hats that may or may not be new colors, or even maybe just different types of hats. But we'll get into that in a second, guys. But what is going on? Thank you all for tuning in to today's... Guys, I'm not going to lie. I got to catch my breath real quick. Give me a second. But check out these new Frankie Candles hats, guys. I got a whole bunch of hats here to tease, guys. We got a whole bunch of new colorways. We'll talk about that in a minute. But what is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to today's, I want to say, premium live stream. I don't know why, but welcome to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to smash that like button, guys. Yo, shout out to Tony D, says that teal hat hits hard. Yeah, we're gonna talk about these in just a second, guys. But we got an amazing show for you tonight, as Bitcoin kind of not doing too much, right? Yesterday was pretty uneventful. And then today, kind of, we're seeing the same kind of price action. We're just kind of consolidating within a range right now, guys. But I want to break down those key levels of support and resistance. And I want to talk a little bit about if we should be expecting that push up to that 46, between 46 and 50K, essentially, right? Is that next kind of chunk of resistance? And we're in a little bit of an interesting situation right now, guys, with Bitcoin. Just because, in my personal opinion, guys, our macro target to the upside is not that far away. And there's a couple of levels in between us, and it's kind of hard to snipe these levels just because we're already so close. I don't know how strong these intermediary levels of resistance are going to be, but I want to talk about the possibility of getting up to that 46, 48, 50K level before getting a move to the downside, or are the charts kind of looking like we want to get a move to the downside? We're going to cover it all on tonight's live stream. Still trying to catch my breath here, guys. But thanks to Golden. Shout out to Golden, guys. You guys saw him in the waiting room. Unbelievable, Golden. Let's go. Shout out to Golden, guys. Dropping another 50 Frankie Candles memberships, bro. Shout out to Golden, the absolute GOAT. Dropping those memberships. That's 100 memberships now, Golden. Please, for the love of God, stop. Don't give us your money, Golden. I feel like I owe you a membership. But shout out to Golden, dropping those Frankie Candles memberships. And shout out to anybody who just got one. Geez, we're already I mean, we're like 4 minutes into the stream. We've already, Golden, not me. Golden has already given away 50 memberships. Shout out to Golden. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you for showing so much support to the channel and the Candle Mafia. Smash that like button if you like Golden, or if you just got a free membership. That should start us off with 100 likes. We're almost there. But guys, with all that being said, let's go ahead and say what's up to the Candle Mafia, as Price is just absolutely, Price. Chat is absolutely ripping right now. So who do we got in here tonight? We got Chris Baldwin. What is going on, bro? Welcome to the Candle Mafia. You are now a member here. Let's go. Shout out to Death Burka. We got Frank Brook in the chat. I thought it said Frank's Bookie. And I was like, yo, hey, easy. But shout out to Frank Book. We got Blockchain Domain in the chat saying that he was, he wished that people could see him dancing. I responded to him in chat. I said, thank God people can't see me dancing to the waiting room music, which we did drop that playlist last night thanks to Rob the Crypto Snob. Shout out to Rob. Happy birthday, by the way. We got Psychedelic Astronaut in the chat. What is going on? We got Bart in the chat. We got Blue. What's up, Blue? What's going on, bro? We got Crimson Caravan Company, Red Elephant. We got 12 Big, Crypto Billy. You guys know who the mods are. We got Crypto Billy, Crypto Anon, D Petty Crypto, Rob the Crypto Snob, Tyler Durden, Captain Kirk. You guys know who they are. Chemistry, bro. Go show them some love in the chat, guys. They help us out endlessly. And there's Rob the Crypto Snob dropping that soundtrack or that playlist to the live stream. Everybody always asks us what these songs are, who the artists are. And Rob made us that nice little Spotify playlist. So shout out to Rob. But guys, without further ado, I will tease these hats, but we'll do it we'll probably do it at the end of the stream. But I will just tease some of them. I will just tease maybe one. Or maybe two. I don't know. They're pretty cool looking. We'll take a look at those in a minute, guys. But first, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts and try to figure out what this thing's going to do. Are we going sideways till Christmas, guys? We're going to try to break it all down on tonight's live stream. So let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Here we go. So I want to start off here, guys, as I give me like 3 seconds, guys. I can't fully catch my breath if I keep talking. No Aztecian Cactus Moss Water today. We just got regular old water bottle here. Not even Andromeda-bound alien scam water. Just regular old plastic bottled water. But let's go ahead. Yeah, J3 says, breathe, sir. Breathe. Okay, I think we're good here. Let's see. I like the white on black. Should we just talk about that real quick? Before we jump into the charts, guys, let's just tease these hats real quick. These are not available just yet. They will be available, I believe, in January. But, guys, we are starting to mess around. Obviously, we have the regular Richardson 112s. This white on black, I do not know how this was not an original color option. But here you go. White on black. This one's probably my new favorite. That's a fresh one. This is probably the one you're going to see me wearing most of the time now. And then we got these also. These are solid back, guys. These are not the mesh backs. So it's a little bit more of a dad hat feel with a little bit less of a bent brim. But yeah, there you go. Nice. We got the purple and the blue. Somewhat color match to the brand. There we go. And then we also have, this is actually low-key my favorite. It's almost like an army green. Kind of matches my shirt right now. Almost showed a little bit of nip there. I don't want to do that. But there you go, right? We got a little bit of army green there. Maybe I'll wear this one tonight, but this is a regular Frankie Candles hat. Nice little military green. I really like that one. Not too loud, not too bright, nice and subtle. And then shout out to Jessica and all of our female Candle Mafia members. Hannah, shout out to Hannah King as well. Melissa, you guys know who you are, but we finally added this pink Frankie Candles hat, and this one is fresh. I know you guys have been waiting for this, so here you go. I know a lot of people wanted pink, so there you go. And then, obviously, the one on my hat is teal with the not mesh back, the regular cloth back. But there you go, guys. These will be... Yo, shout out to Stephen Atwell said, I got the bootleg Frankie Candles gear, almost authentic. Shout out to Stephen Atwell, making his own Frankie Candles hat. Hey, let's go. Shout out to Stephen. But guys, yeah, there you go. Shout out to Valerie. Here comes the female Candle Mafia coming out of the bushes. Let's go. But yeah, guys, these should be available. Tony, if you could let these people know. And actually, shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I do want to tease this a little bit. Dave, I believe this was I believe you're getting this limited edition. I don't think this is a permanent color. This is a limited edition. Dave, I think you're actually getting this one. We're sending you, I think we're sending you a hat. Tony told me. But I think this is your actual hat, bro. I'm holding your actual hat. It already kind of smells like you. Let's go. Shout out to Dave Digital. But guys, without further ado, like I said, these are going to be available, I believe, in the beginning of the new year. So shout out to Tony D. Thank you for working so hard on these and trying to get them up on the site as fast as possible. But with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump back into the charts. Here we go. So let's take a look at Bitcoin, guys. That's enough hat review for the live stream here. But let's go ahead and dive into the Bitcoin price action, right? So obviously, guys, we are, as you know, price is more often moving up or down, or I'm sorry, more often ranging than anything else, right? Price action ranges about 80% of the time. Give or take. Price action ranges about 80% of the time, right? So typically, the way we see the markets move, big move up, range, right? Big move, or big move down, then big move up, range, right? Big move up, range. Big move down, range. Big move up, range. Big move up, range, right? So we are simply finding some consolidation up at these levels between about 40,100 and about 44.8. So with that being said, you guys kind of already know, right? Last night, nothing really has happened since last night. Last night, we were starting to get a move up here a little bit. Now we've rejected the local golden pocket once again for that second kind of, we came up for that second tap, and we're now getting a little bit of a pullback from that level. But overall, guys, we are essentially just kind of consolidating here. Let me get rid of some of these fibs and just some of these levels. We'll look at the raw price action and pull some new ranges. But really, we just kind of have a general area of consolidation, right? You go above the highs, suck back down to the low, back to the high, back to the low, back to the high, and now we are on our way back to the low. But are we going to catch support on this POC and break out up to those higher targets that we have, getting closer to about 46, 47, 48, 50K? Or are we more likely to get a bigger correction to come in here? Now, as you guys know, yesterday, for the past few streams, I've been kind of leaning somewhat neutral, right? As you guys know, I'm well hedged on the longs and the shorts, and they all have locked in profits, right? So I'm essentially just waiting for the market to pick a direction, stop me out of either my longs stop me out of my shorts in profit to come up to those higher levels to have the longs continue to play out, or we're just expecting a little bit of a pullback. You might be saying, like, well, why aren't you going to get stopped out of your longs? And I don't think I'm going to get stopped out of my longs because my entries are from down here, right? So we'd have to get a pretty massive dump to get stopped out of my long position. So essentially, kind of how I'm handling this, guys, is the same as yesterday. Obviously, just either going to get stopped out of my shorts to come up to these higher prices where my longs from that I entered down here at about 26.8 are likely to, definitely going to make me a little bit more money on the way up. And then again, getting stopped out of that short in profit, or kind of my preferable roadmap for the next week or so would be, I would rather get a bigger move down and then find some new fresh scalp long positions, cash out on the rest of my short, and then come up to the higher targets. But there is reason to believe that we are going to get a push to the upside, guys. So let's go ahead and cover exactly what I'm looking at. Now, first off, coming up to the weekly time frame, you guys have to remember we are now printing this weekly red dot. Now, this is not some like rare bearish signal that's likely to give us a gigantic move to the downside or anything like that. Shout out to Golden, said I gifted 100 memberships, so smash that like button. Shout out to Golden, bro. Absolute GOAT. I appreciate you so much, bro, and I know the CandleMafia does as well. If you guys got a membership, smash that like button. For Golden, you don't even have to like me. You got to like Golden, though. He's giving out all the free stuff. So shout out to Golden, bro. Again, bro, like you are like literally one of our biggest sponsors on the channel, essentially. I didn't think we would ever have our biggest sponsor be a community member. But shout out to Golden, the absolute GOAT. But let's go ahead and continue on. Yeah, show Golden some shit. Show Golden some love. Show Golden some love with those golden emojis if you just got a membership. Show him that you appreciate it. And you know we do, Golden. But weekly red dot, guys. Look at the golden emojis in the chat. You guys are insane, man. You guys are absolutely insane. Golden, shout out to Big Rad, said it's like a golden shower. I mean, yeah, it is a golden emoji shower. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, moving on. This red dot on the weekly, guys, is likely going to could give us a little bit more of a move to the downside. Now, this is not confirmed. This is something you have to realize, right? This could, if we get a push up to these higher prices, this is likely going to disappear, right? But we have to be cautious because whether we get that push up first or we come down from here, this is going to likely, the confirmation of this red dot is likely going to mark, when we go back in time and look at what happened in the past, that red dot is likely going to mark some kind of a move to the downside. But it's important to realize that this is not locked in. If we pump to the upside, this is likely going to disappear. So just keep that in mind. Now, moving on to some of these lower daily time frames, obviously you have the 6-day red dot printing as well, your 5, 4, 3, and 2-day red dots are confirmed, and your 2-day VWAP is starting to curve back up towards that zero line, potentially looking for a green dot. So basically, guys, what I'm looking for, and I'm probably, this is probably gonna be a little bit of quick analysis on Bitcoin, because again, like, I don't want to waste everybody's time if nothing really has developed over the past day, right? So here's what I'm looking at, right? I am still going to be looking at something very, very, very simple, right? Now, obviously, we have come up to the value area high, naked point of control at this like $44,000 level where we were looking for the rejection. I am still holding my short from the top here, but here's the thing. We have this target up here at about $46,000, and then we have the golden target. Shout out to Golden. We have that golden target between about 48 to 50K, which is that macro golden pocket, and also the value area high of this bull market range from 2021, right? So many reasons to come up here. Number one, golden pocket retracement. Number two, value area high. We've already flipped the value area low to support. We've already gotten to the POC, flipped that to support, and we are on our way potentially to visit that value area high. Just another reason to get a move up there. Now, on top of that, we do know that there is a significant amount of liquidity above these highs that we've currently made, I guess, on Thursday. Well, looking at the 5-day chart, this marks up as Thursday. So once we crack these highs, we have that naked point of control just above us. And remember, those naked points of control typically act as magnets for price, sucking price towards that naked point of control. So many reasons to get sucked to the upside right now. On top of that, guys, if you come on down to the medium hourly time frames, you could see, right, oftentimes we always talk about, more specifically down here on the 1 hour, right? When you have bullish divergences with money flow coming up, we talk about this constantly on the channel, right? And oftentimes, these bull divs with money flow coming up can oftentimes mark a significant bottom, or in the case of a bearish divergence with money flow coming out, those could mark significant tops. And here on the 1 hour time frame, we have gotten this local 1 hour bullish divergence with your money flow coming up, as well as more of this longer term bullish divergence with your consistent higher lows on your momentum waves, and you also have your lower lows on your price action, right? Giving you that bullish divergence. Money flow is generally trending to the upside. It's coming out a little bit here, but generally it is trending to the upside. And oftentimes this could mark a significant bottom. This is why we had a scalp long setup that we were talking about yesterday in the premium Discord from this 786. Once we got those confirmations, looking for the long position up to the value area high and then potentially beyond. And that was part of the reason why we were looking at it, right? Understanding that a significant bottom was probably being made at that 786 Fibonacci retracement level. So this is another reason, right? With this, just on the 1 hour, not the strongest time frame. Honestly, guys, for the most part, what I like to see here to mark significant bottoms is bullish divergences on the 4 hour with money flow coming up, right? This is one of the big reasons I was comfortable taking a short up here with our higher highs on the price action, lower highs on your momentum waves, giving you that bearish divergence. Money flow comes out, you get the move down, right? So big reason why I went short there, because oftentimes when you see that happen on Market Cipher B, it marks a significant top. Now, with that being said, you do have it on the 1 hour, right? Which again was a reason why we were looking for this scalp long. And then the idea that we have this naked point of control on top of all the liquidity sitting above these highs, on top of just the idea of generally being on our way to visit that value area high, because when things are a little bit confusing like they are right now, and things aren't like super confusing really, but when you're just kind of waiting for Bitcoin to make a move, like are we going to get a move up or down, and you're just kind of bing-bonging sideways here, when in doubt, look at your macro volume profiles, guys, right? Like we'll turn off the next targets, we'll turn off the local range, and simply put, guys, we are above the value area low, right? So in the long term, if you're not worried about all these little scalps that we catch in the premium Discord, right? We get those scalp shorts to the downside. If you're not trying to trade all that low time frame noise, you're simply looking at a higher time frame like the daily and saying, hey, if you stay above this value area low, you look for a move to the POC, flip the POC, now you're looking for a move to the value area high. So just based off the volume profile theory, it is more likely than not that we are going to come up and fill the rest of this range and come up to that 48 to 50K level. Does not guarantee it, but makes it likely, right? So there's many reasons to be looking above here, guys. And as you know, we have been looking at some specific things, being the liquidation heat map, right? And this is how we were spotting that liquidity above those highs that I was just talking about. What happened? Okay. I don't know what's going on here. Hello? Dad? Heat map? Hello? Did I break it? What is going on right now? Okay. Liquidation heat map under construction, I guess. I'll try to fix that in a second. But let's see. Bear with me here, guys. Is it broken? What is going on right now? Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right, nice. Let me come back to the 1 month heat map. And I just want to show this, right? Because another reason why we could be looking for a move to the upside could be because of that liquidity sitting above. Remember, price is attracted to this liquidity. We explained this yesterday in a very easy to understand way. I broke it down with the guy selling ice cream on the beach. He's got to go where the people are. The people are, in that case, the liquidity. So, moral of the story is that price is oftentimes attracted to where the liquidity is sitting, right? And right now, we clearly have a pretty hot spot of liquidity up here, visualized on high block capital. You can see this is between about 44.8, and about 45.9, right? Now, the reason we were looking at this as such an interesting level, guys, yesterday was because of our next target to the upside, right? And I'm going to explain this because this is really how I'm just looking at the market. Again, pretty neutral at this point. Now, we do have the fresh green dot on the daily, which kind of makes me lean towards, just another reason why we could get that scam pump to the upside, I've been calling it, that surprise push to the upside. And there's something very specific we're looking for if we do get that push to signal that we are going to get a significant pullback. So we're going to talk about that in just a second, and you guys want to be prepared for that because, again, what this market is all about, at least the way I trade it, is trying to spot where you're going to get the moves up. And it's not always necessarily, we're going to get a move up here long. It's not usually that, right? More, it's usually more me trying to predict a move to the upside so I can react at the level that it hits, right? So I'm not like, I think a lot of people, now granted, like we will, if we think it's going up, we're going to take advantage of the long, right? Obviously, I don't want people thinking that we don't do that. But I think a lot of people are like, figure out which way price is going and then get into the long or short. Oftentimes, guys, that's not what I do, right? And again, we will look for the long, but when you're trying to think of trading, if you're new to trading, oftentimes the way I handle it, the way we handle it in the premium Discord, and kind of how I have the premium Discord set up, is we try to predict what price will do and what level it's going to come to so we can react when price gets to that level. It's not, I think it's going to go up long. It's, I think it's going to go up. We have a key level of resistance here. If price action makes this pattern or we get these confirmations at this level, we can look for a short, right? And, I know for a lot of new traders, this to them is kind of, it makes no sense. They're like, well, that makes, I don't understand. Like why are you looking for a short if you think we're going to pump, right? And it has everything to do with understanding your actual trading plan, right? So with that being said, this daily green dot, and this is what we were talking about to potentially set up for the next trade. But if we do get that green dot to play out to the upside, we could expect a move up. Now, why is this significant? It's significant for a couple of reasons, right? Because number one, we know that we have some key levels of resistance that we may run into here and reject, right? So if we are under the impression that on the higher time frames, now this is the sauce, guys. If you are here to learn, this is probably going to help you out a lot. The reason I do top-down analysis, right? I did not invent this. This is not groundbreaking. A lot of people trade like this. I mean, I don't know why you would do it any other way, right? But you look at the higher time frames to try to identify the environment that you're trading in, right? Identifying, are you in a macro uptrend? Are you in a macro downtrend, right? Because you're probably not going to have a great time looking for shorts if you know you're in a parabolic move to the upside, right? So that's important information to know. So if we're already looking at the weekly saying, hey, we're in overbought territory. We just printed a red dot, although not confirmed. That is still somewhat of a signal saying, hey, we might be losing steam here, right? Because this is the weekly time frame, a strong higher term time frame, right? So, and on top of that, you're just over the overbought level. It doesn't mean that you're instantly going to get a move down or that you have to get a move down. Obviously, you can remain overbought for some time, as you can see that we did up here during the bull run. We were actually in that overbought territory for I would call it about, for the most part, you were overbought for 168 days, right? That's a bull market for you, right? But we are not in a parabolic bull run right now. Kind of a bear market bull run. But if you already know that your weekly is looking to potentially cool off, right? And you're overbought, have the red dot incoming, and then your green dot on the daily is indicating a push to the upside, that kind of makes me think maybe this is the last push up, right? Because maybe that red dot does disappear on the weekly. This green dot pushes us to the upside. But if we do get it, I would be more prone to look for shorts because the higher time frames, these higher time frames are not primed for more upside, right? These higher time frames are pretty pinned out, right? Like to the max. They are likely going to correct at some point soon. So with all this being said, we might have a little bit of a medium-term bearish bias on the weekly with the red dot. And then if you have the green dot on the daily looking like it pushes you up, this is how you're forming that trading plan, right? Because again, if this green dot gives you a push to the upside, we're not looking for 100K, right? We're not looking to shoot up to 90K, 80K, 70K right away, right? Because again, those higher time frames, sure, maybe we can get to 80, 90, 100K, but these higher term time frames do look like they want to come back down, cool off, and reset themselves. So if we get this move up, whether it's off the daily or a different signal coming up in the next couple of days, if we get that scam pump, the idea is that this is probably going to get more bearish as price comes up, right, for the pullback, right? Not bearish that the pump is over and we're going to zero, but the pump is over for a pullback temporarily to potentially continue the uptrend. So if we get the push up on the daily, my plan remains the same as what we were talking about yesterday. If we come up, let's just say we come up to the golden target between 48 to 50K, that will give us a higher high on our price action, and this daily VWAP, these daily momentum waves are setting up pretty nice to potentially give us a daily bearish divergence, right? And now this would be a sign of weakness on a higher time frame being the daily, and then maybe it's at this point where that weekly red dot finally confirms, you finally start to get a pullback, and we see a little bit of a correction, right? And this is my thought process going forward. And if you guys have been watching the channel, we did this almost perfectly with the 2-day. I'll tell you exactly when. It was Friday, the 1st of December, right? Over the weekend, we were saying if this green dot prints on the 2-day, we could get a move to the upside. But if we get that push up, we will have a 2-day bearish divergence with our higher highs on the price action, lower highs on your momentum waves. And that is why we were looking for the scalp short. And that's literally how I am short from the current top right now. So very, very similar. It had everything to do with predicting the move up, not to make extra. I mean, we still made money on the longs, right? We were in multiple longs here that paid us out. But it wasn't predicting a move to the upside to get into a long and make money, but more looking for price to push up into a key level of resistance and then look for the rejection so we can make money on the way down. So very similarly, we're looking for that potential push to the upside into our next key levels, which I'm going to give you right now. Right here, right, 46K, that naked point of control is the next key level, and then that value area high golden pocket between 48 and 50K is the next macro level, right? So if we come up here, I'm going to be looking for the swing shorts. And we've talked about this many times, but that's how I'm handling things, right? Looking for a potential push up to set up for a bigger short position, right? So there you go. And then if we come down from here, obviously I am short from the top here. Am I logged into FEMAX? Hang on one second. I am logged into FEMAX. So here we are, right? So yeah, we are still short entry at, what is this? What is popping up right now? What is that? What is going on? What is that red thing? Is that Spotify? I don't know what's going on, guys. Shout out to Tony D. Tony, we're definitely going to have to do some, I don't know. This computer is acting very funny. But yeah, I don't know why that's happening. But anyway, you guys can see here, ignore that flashing red. But you can see, right, this Bitcoin short entry was at 44,534. So, I mean, let's see if I can pull up the actual, so 44,544. Basically from the top, right? 44,545. Yeah, so basically right here. But again, right? So short from the top, up 92%, still holding the XRP short. So again, if we wind up coming down, we will just simply get paid out from our short from the top. If we get stopped out at break even, we'll get stopped out in profit on the short and then come up and look for the next entries. Because remember, we are treating all these shorts as scalps until proven otherwise. Hold up. Shout out to Crypto Anon. Thank you so much for that super chat, bro. You do not have to send super chats. I appreciate you so much, though, bro. He says, love you, bro. I'm so grateful to be a part of this amazing community. CandleMafia for life. Shout out to Crypto Anon. I appreciate that so much, bro. We're lucky to have you, bro. Not even just as a mod, but just as a community member in general, bro. We are lucky to have you. So thank you for being here, and thank you so much for that super chat. We appreciate you so much. But yeah, this is basically what I'm looking at, guys, on Bitcoin, right? Like that same plan as yesterday, nothing really new. And I don't want to cloud the waters with extra TA that we don't really need because it's still relevant from yesterday for the most part, right? So just still looking up towards those higher targets. Not going to be surprised if we get the pump. And then simply, I have my plan. It's an if. Trading is an if, then that, if this, then that statement. So if pump, Then we look for the short here or the short here, right? And then if we dump, cool, we make money on the short from the high here, the current high. So my thought process here was essentially every time we got to move up, go for the short position at the top, right? Because we don't know exactly where this top is going to be. So when we come up, we look for the short, lock in profits early, stop loss to in profit, right? And then when you get stopped out of the short, you make money on the short because you got stopped out in profit. I know that sounds really confusing, but it's really not. But get stopped out in profit, you win the short even though you got stopped out. You wait for the move up. Your longs continue to pay you out on the move up. Right? This is the beauty of being long and short at the same time. This long will continue to pay me out if we continue to the upside, as well as my 2 other long positions I'm on personal accounts. So we're really well hedged here for the most part. So simply just waiting for price to pick a direction and move. So that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin, guys. Other than that, all the TA from yesterday is essentially still relevant, right? We're just simply still looking at the same thing, waiting for something to break here. So there you go. All right, let's see. Yeah, shout out to Evangelistic Crypto Knight. Shout out to you. He said, so hyper, lol. Chill out, man. Slow down. Shout out to you, bro. It's like probably our number one comment for new people. It's like, wow, is this guy on something? Answer is no. Simply drinking that water. You know what I'm saying? We're just super hydrated over here. But shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you. But let's see. P-Rad said, I can't get in profit. Shout out to B-Rad Crypto. Hey, shout out to B-Rad Crypto. But shout out to Captain Kirk. Let's go. Captain Kirk, CandleMafia Mama, says, Pumpty Dumpty went on a run. Then Pumpty Dumpty dropped a ton. You put more in and held it tight. Pumpty went to 0 and you cried all night. Shout out to Captain Kirk. I love that little poem. Let's get it. It's very relatable. I'm sure it's definitely relatable to me, and I know it's relatable to a lot of other people in crypto, so shout out to Captain Kirk. And we got JD. I'm sorry, JB, not to be confused with JD. Shout out to JB. Said, Frankie, what if you aren't in a scalp long or short yet? Can you quickly show how to enter? Shout out to JB. That's a great question. And I could try to show you what I would do. I can't really show you exactly where to enter, but I could definitely show you kind of how I would be approaching things locally. That's a great question, and I think a lot of people will find value, especially if you're currently not in a trade, right? Like if you're not in a trade, this is what I'd be doing. And we'll get into that in just a second. Shout out to Tony D. He said, I think you missed my first super chat. Get him out of here. Who's this guy? Anon, get this Tony D guy out of here. Who is this guy? I'm just kidding. Shout out to Tony D. Did I really miss your super chat? What the heck? Let's see. No, wait. Oh, yeah, he said, I'm personally adding $50 worth of ADA for one winner to this week's giveaway. Shout out to Tony D. I appreciate that, bro. And I know the Mafia does as well. Let's go. I don't know if I'm going to try to stop that. I don't want him giving his personal money, but shout out to Tony T. I appreciate it so much, bro. And we got Golden not only dropping 100 Frankie Candles memberships, but also dropping a $50 super chat. Thank you so much, bro. You're the man. He says, yo, Frankie, you're the most real, accurate, and humble person in the crypto space. Come on, Golden. I appreciate you, bro. He says, you give the best advice for free every day to those who want to learn. It's a pleasure learning from you. I'm drawing my own charts, volume profiles, and it works. Thank you. Shout out to Golden, bro. Thank you so much for that super chat. And moreover, thank you for the kind words, bro. I really appreciate that. I obviously try to take an honest approach to our content here, guys. It is only a benefit to me if I'm not honest on this channel or actually give good information, right? But if it's only good for me and it's not good for the community, then no one's going to watch, right? Or at least that's kind of what, maybe not. Maybe if I was a scammy YouTuber, maybe I would get more followers. I don't know. But I just want to be able to sleep at night. So we try to actually turn you guys into profitable traders. So thank you. I appreciate you, Golden, for appreciating us. So I appreciate you appreciating me, so I'm appreciating you. So shout out to you, bro. Shout out to Golden. And thank you so much for all the support you give to the channel, bro, for real. And then Dave Digital says, and mine, I did see yours. Dave Digital said, your COQ seems bigger today. Am I right? Shout out to Dave Digital. We will take a look at COQ, which may be a little bit bigger than it was yesterday. And for some reason, when COQ goes up, so does my bank account. It's very strange, or my wallet, I should say. Shout out to Dave Digital. And then last but not least, we got Ian in the chat, bro. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, yo, Frankie, Yo, Frankie the man candles. Shout out to you, bro. He says, I was also wondering where we can enter along from here. Thanks, bro. No problem. I'm going to get into that right now. Shout out to Matt P. Said, Pyth chart, ? Down right now. Merry Christmas to you and Mrs. Candles. Shout out to Matt P. I appreciate that. Rob, if we could add Pyth to the altcoins, we will definitely take a look at it. But first off, let's go ahead and check out how you can handle this price action locally, or how I would approach it, right? So basically what I'd be looking at here, guys, is this volume profile, right? The kind of plus here is that we have actually created a nice little range here, right? And why is that good? Because we can pull a volume profile, and now we have context into where price is likely to go next. Now, I see two scenarios here. Number one, these would be key local levels I'd look at, right? So your value area high at about 43,180, right? POC at about 41,950. Value area low sitting at about 40,877. So these are definitely the local levels I'd be looking at. And what do we have here, right? You came above your volume profile, right? Then you got to move back down to the low, back to the POC, back to the high, back to the POC, back to the low, back to the high, back to the POC. Are we going to get that move back to the low? Now, that's a little bit of a harder question to answer, but what I will do, this can help you develop a little bit of a trading plan. Now, I guess we'll give a little bit of a freebie away here, but basically how I would handle this here is, let's look at the 4-hour real quick, right? What is your 4-hour doing? In my opinion, this is a good gauge on if I were looking to enter this, if I were looking to enter a trade right now, this 4-hour is kind of a good contextual time frame, right? Because if you got a fresh red dot on the 4-hour, chances are, if you enter along on the 15-minute, you're eventually going to get a pullback, right? So you can see here the 4-hour red dot is confirmed. VWAP starting to roll over or up to back to towards that zero line, looking for a green dot. Now, a little too early to take anything away from this, so I'm actually going to come down to the 3-hour. You can see your VWAP is a little bit closer to your zero line. 2-hour is just creeping up towards it, and then your 1-hour, yeah. So I'll be honest here. There's no guarantee that we come down to the value area low. But if I were trading this, I would not be interested in a trade at the point of control. I'd rather wait to come down to the value area low. Why is that? Well, I'd like to take the higher probability trade, right? So if I were looking for a long at the POC here, look what would have happened, right? We would have gotten a little bounce to the upside, maybe got a tiny little scalp, but we eventually went to the value area low before we got a bigger move to the upside. So do you want to enter the long here, right? And then, get a move up of about, 1.9% and then get probably stopped out or liquidated if you didn't have a stop loss? Or would you rather wait till you get to the higher probability area, which is your value area low, and then get into the 6% move to the predictable target of the value area high? In my opinion, and after years and years of looking at the charts and using volume profiles, it is much higher probability to get into a long at the low and get the bigger move up to the predictable target of the value area high, rather than getting into these shady long positions halfway back to the bottom of the range. Because we know, based off the laws of the volume profile and just the way that they behave, once you reject the value area high, it is more likely than not that you will revisit the POC and then eventually go back down to the value area low. And this is a big part of my trading plan, guys, or just my strategy in general. We are, essentially, volume profile is one of the main tools I use to trade, right? So I know that, and same thing right here. When we came up to the, let me just get rid of these brushes real quick. When we came up to the value area high, guys, we got that rejection, right? High likelihood of a rejection here just because it's a value area high, right? Now, obviously, you want to do other forms of analysis to try to figure out if it's actually likely, but bottom line is I wouldn't really be looking to get into a long here. It doesn't mean that you can't, get a bounce off the POC and then break out of your value area. That could totally happen. But for me, personally, obviously I'm already in a long, which doesn't, do you any help. But that's what, number one, I'm already in a long, so I'm not taking it here. But even if I wasn't in a long, I would much rather wait for price to get back down to the value area low, because then I could say to myself, well, hey, if I get the correct confirmations down here, then I can get into a high probability trade, because if I hold the value area low to support, I know the next likely place for price to go is going to be that point of control, just based off how the volume profiles work, right? And then once I get to that POC, it's a very clear and concise take profit, right? So let's go ahead and grab a trade tool here real quick. Let's say I enter right at the value area low. Let's just say we deviate from the value area low a little bit, right? Great place to be looking for a long. because that's basically where you're thinking the value is the asset's undervalued, right? You deviate below your range. You could think of this, guys. This is the fair value, right? This is what people have agreed is a fair price for Bitcoin at the given time, right? When you come above this range, you could think of this as overbought, right? This is overvalued. And then you could short this back into the fair value, because if it's overvalued, you're expecting it to go back to the value that everyone agreed was the fair value, right? So that's kind of the thought process behind trading the value areas. And then when you dip below the value area low, this is an undervalued asset. Oh, man, this is pretty cheap down here. It's been trading between 40,850 and 43.2 for, this is the fair value. Well, we know that now because we've been ranging here, right? So if we come back down and deviate below that value area, you could think to yourself, hey, this is undervalued. I'm expecting to get sucked back into the fair value, back to the POC, and then back to the value area high, right? So basically how I would handle this is I'd wait to come back down to the value area low. I'd look for my bullish confirmations. If I got the bullish confirmations, then I would simply look to take the trade with the first target or first TP being the POC, 3% move, plenty of a move to make some money, especially if you're using leverage, right? So and then second TP could be the value area high. This is typically where I will take all my profit off the table, or I'll take most of the profit and then leave a moon bag in case we wind up breaking out. So that is essentially how I would be looking to handle a potential long position, right? But that obviously is tied to, in order to get into that long, you have to come back down to the value area low. If we didn't get down to the value area low and we wound up breaking out, I'm not FOMOing into this long. I'm just letting the long go, right, until they hit the next key level and find the short setup. So that's simply how I would handle it. So if I were looking for a long, I wouldn't really be interested until we wound up getting a pullback into that value area low. And then again, it's not that you're just instantly, getting into a long once you deviate below the range low. You have to get some kind of a confirmation, right? Oftentimes we look for bullish dive, like you could see right here. Right? When you came down here to the value area low, let's go to bar replay mode. Shout out to whoever asked for this, because you're getting a little bit of a Frankie Candles University lesson here, right? So let's see. You're deviating below your volume profile, right? Right here, you're below the low, right? Now, you could also find other levels of confluence, right? You could pull your fibs. Whoops. Well, I'm going to have to fix this, but you could pull your Fibonacci retracements, right? So we're deviating from the value area, right? So this is an undervalued Bitcoin. So I'm thinking, hey, this is cheap Bitcoin. It's been trading inside this range. This is the fair value so far, right? So I could pick up some cheap Bitcoin with the idea or theory or hypothesis that you're going to ride it back into the range, come up to the POC, and eventually the value area high. And that's essentially your trading plan, right? You'd look for the long there, and then you target the value area high, obviously taking profit. If you're managing your risk correctly, you will be, taking profit at your key levels, right? So with that being said, what happens, right? And I'm just going to go through this little trade breakdown in like 30 seconds to show you kind of what I would be looking at. Now, there are other confirmations that I look for these trades, but just simply put, oftentimes you'll notice something very, very, very reoccurring right now, right? Or when you're looking at the volume profiles, you'll notice something reoccurring, right? And here we are, Mrs. Candles in the chat, dropping off some Aztecian cactus moss water. Hey, what's going? Ooh, she was checking out that. I'll catch a sniff no matter what.
Do I get one?
You want one? Look what we have, Mrs. Candles.
Oh my gosh.
Mrs. Candles. Look, we got special edition. Look at this one. I think you're going to like this one. You're going to like this one, Mrs. Candles. Check it out.
Wow, your sister would love that.
Yeah, sure. This is for Jessica. Jessica's in. Hey, there's a Mrs. Candles hands. Let's go. Can we get a sniff on camera, Miss Candles?
I like it. Thanks.
All right. Well, all right, Jessica. We're going to sorry, Jessica. All right, all the pink hats are sold out. I'm just kidding. Let me get a sniff of that hand. If you're going to take the hat, let me sniff the hand. Why? Are you embarrassed of your hands stench? All right, you can have it. Luckily, Mrs. Candles, luckily your boyfriend is the candle man. So you can have the hat. No, these are mine. Get out of it. Listen, you got one free hat. I'm kidding. All right, fine. I'm kidding, guys. Oh, okay, my bad. My bad. She said, okay, now get back to work. Okay, sorry. Yeah, it's my favorite color. Shout out to Mrs. Candles, everybody. Look at the hands in chat. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to Digital Wiz. Said, Frankie, I need my hat still. Shout out to, oh, hey. Woohoo. Doesn't smell that great today. Look at the Mrs. Candles hat. They love your hand. Look at this. Then they put the pig nose, too, which is hilarious. All right, she's embarrassed. She walked away, guys. Shout out to the CandleMafia. Shout out to Mrs. Candles' hand. But shout out to Digital Wiz says, okay, no, I need a hat. Okay. I don't know. I was going to say, if someone didn't get their hat, I was going to tell Tony D to look into it. But it seems like you just still need a hat. Shout out to Digital Wiz. But let's see. Tony D said, thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, as the inventor of the infamous hats, Mrs. Candles gets unlimited hats at any time. Executive decision. Okay, so Tony said you got to have the hat. Contrary to popular belief, I don't make any of the decisions. I'm just a puppet, guys. Yeah, Mrs. Candles did make the official hats. Like, she got me one when I hit 10,000 subscribers. She got me a black hat with the Frankie Candles, this exact hat, but black. And yeah, she originated it, and we were like, hey, this is awesome. We're going to sell these, and we're not giving Mrs. Candles any of the money. I'm kidding. Okay. All right, love you. Okay. But yeah, anyway, Mrs. Candles, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, though, as we break down below this value area, this is an undervalued Bitcoin, in my opinion, right, in the context of this time frame, right? So check number one, you're below the value area. You could start looking for longs. Number two, you're coming down to the key Fibonacci retracement level of the 786, right? This is another level of confluence. So not only are we deviating, but we're actually still hitting support. Is Market Cipher or any of the other indicators, maybe Lux Algo as well, right? We can look at Lux Algo. I'll show you guys kind of both of these. But are we getting any signals to go long? Well, let's print another candle here, and you get another dip to the downside. But what are we starting to see here, guys? Are we getting lower lows on our price action? We are. Now, this is a live trade. This is a live trade that we took with the premium Discord, right? So it's just giving a little bit of a breakdown to show you exactly what you could potentially look at the next time we come down to the value area, right, or value area low. So we have lower lows on our price, higher lows on the momentum waves, right? So we're getting a bullish divergence as you deviate below the value area, so undervalued Bitcoin, hitting a 786, and you're getting a bullish divergence. Chances of a bounce here, whether it brings you back to the value area high or not, is pretty likely, in my opinion, right? This is the way I trade, right? So what I would be looking for is a potential long entry here. The final target for this would be the value area high, where maybe I close the whole trade, maybe I leave a little bit of a moon bag, right? But stop loss is obviously going to be a little bit dependent on your risk tolerance or your strategy or just how you actually manage your risk. But stop loss somewhere below these lows. Excuse me, right? And let's just see if we get the bounce. Now, I want to be clear. There's more analysis. I'm not going to spend the whole time going into every single thing I look at, but there's more levels of confluence here. But this is just some of the simple confirmations, right? Bullish divergence, you're below the value area, into the 786. And what else you can do is you could come down to the lower time frames and try to see if your money flow is coming up, right? And, you're getting bullish divergences on the lower time frames here, momentum coming up, price action coming down. Taking a look at your 5-minute, bullish divergences as well. Money flow kind of flat here. And then you get 3-minute money flow starting to trend up, right? So it is starting to look like money flow coming up on the micro time frames. Your 1 minute also coming up here. But 1 hour bullish divergence was kind of the main thing we were looking at. And then let's go ahead and see if we get stopped out, which obviously we know what happened here. This is hindsight, obviously. But we did take this trade live with the CandleMafia in the premium Discord. Now, at this point, look at us go, right? We're not shocked that we got the bounce here. We not only had a bullish divergence like this and with our lower lows into the 786, but if you actually zoom in here, guys, you actually had a local divergence as well from these lower lows and these higher lows. So you got like double divergence sauce there. And what happens, now the plan is to get a bounce off this level back into your range, right? Back into your volume profile. When I mention the volume profile or value area, I'm simply referring to this local range, right? I know there's a lot of terms being thrown around here, but I don't want anyone getting confused, right? When I say volume profile, I'm talking about this range. When I say value area, I'm simply talking about the range. And the reason it's the value area is because this is the fair value for Bitcoin over this period of time, right? So then at this point, to manage this trade, depending on how far away or how tightly you want to manage your risk, you could even take some profit at the value area low, because you could. And even more specifically, in the case that or the situation that we're in right now, which we'll talk about in a second, if you lose that value area, you could wind up coming up and rejecting the value area low for a bigger move to the downside. So to protect yourself, what you could do is say, hey, I have confirmation that we're going to continue up, but let me take a little off the table here, and then I'll move my stop loss to break even, right? That way, if price does not hit my final target, and if price came up to the value area low and nuked, I would actually make a little bit of money, right? Because I have all this profit locked in, or some profit locked in at this point. Stop loss move to your entry, you get stopped out, and you still make the money, right? But if so you could take profit at the value area low, and then the next take profits would either be the POC or the value area high. And in this specific case, I probably wouldn't take profit here, but I'd probably take heavier profit once you got to that POC, just because the POC and the value area high are very close to each other, right? So if we came up to that POC, I'd be taking a good amount off the table. And we know already that it's very likely that just based off the volume profile, once you get above that value area low, it's not home free. It's not like you just sit back and be like, yeah, we're definitely going to the value area high. But at this point, you're thinking I'm back in the range, right? So now we have this key level of support below us now. So if we come up, very likely you come at least close to the POC or value area high. And what happened? I believe, we came almost up, front ran that POC just a little bit. But again, there's more analysis that goes into this stuff. So, if you were pulling some local fibs, I believe our golden pocket is sitting right there, which is the actual level that we rejected, right? So knowing that our golden pocket was here, this is probably where you would start taking your profit, and then another TP at the POC value area high 786, right? So obviously, but more often than not, guys, you will get that move up to the value area high, right? Just to fulfill that, the laws of the volume profile. So that's kind of how I would handle a current long moving into what we're looking at right now, right? So, but again, you want to be careful, right? So if you were able to get a long position at that level, right? Let's say you wind up coming back down to the value area low and you get a confirmation to go long, right? You actually may, depending on how low, if you deviate below the volume profile, because of the way the charts look right now, we're actually being a little cautious of a move down. You might want to take some profit if you have enough. If you have enough at this point, you might want to take profit, move your stop loss to your entry. If you are expecting to, if you got to protect yourself is what I'm saying for the move down, right? Because that weekly red dot is now printing, makes it a little bit more likely for a dump to come in. So you want to manage that risk. So if you got up to that value area high, as long as you had enough room to make some profit, if it was a 2% move, I'd be locking in profit, stop loss to entry. And then if you shoot up to that 46K MPOC, beautiful, you're long from the bottom. And if you dump, you'll get stopped out in profit. So I would like to take a lot more time to go over this. We do it a lot more in the premium Discord, but hopefully that answers all the questions that I got as a super chats. Is like, what should I do if I don't have a position right now? That's what I'd be That's kind of what I'd be looking at, right? And then I would be looking for a short in a very similar manner, but just in the opposite direction. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you guys out. Shout out to Ian. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. He says, do you decide to enter at value area low or value area high based off liquidity level on high block, coin glass, or based off fib? Fibonacci levels like the 786 or golden pocket. Ian, great question. It's kind of a mix, right? It's like, it depends on what the charts look like. Every trade is a little bit different, right? Like in this case, I'd be looking to enter short in this general zone, right? Because you have the golden pocket and the value area high. And then you could even look at the 786 as well. But what I like to see is the confluence. So knowing that I had a confluent level of resistance here of the golden pocket value area high, it makes this level a little bit more interesting to look for the short at, if that makes sense. So hopefully that answers your question. And then again, you're also involving that the liquidation heat map. If I could pull it up here, I got so much stuff on my desk. But yeah, you're combining this, right? So again, where are we looking for a short? Or I will be looking at that 46K MPOC for the next major level of resistance. And if we get up there, we will have taken all this liquidity out, which would potentially make it more likely to get a reversal to the downside. So yes, it's basically a collection of all of these things coming together to get into these high probability trades, right? Now, sure, you have to wait for the setups, right? It's all about setting the trap, waiting for what you're waiting for to happen. You have to wait for what you're looking for to happen. And if that stuff does not happen, you do not take the trade. And sure, you might have to like go through a day without a trade or a few hours without a trade, but more often than not, or more likely than not, guys, if you're out there, whether you're a beginner, even if you're not a beginner, if you traded less, you'd very, very likely make more money. Most people lose it. Like when you get to the point where you actually know what you're doing with the charts and you can actually get into like logical trades, most people still lose money just from over trading. You could even still be profitable, right? Like if you're a profitable trader and you win more often than you lose and you're making money, you could still, if you kind of put a little nuance on the trades you're looking at, right? Like don't just if you take 10 trades a week, turn it down to 5 trades a week. 5 if you're taking 10 pretty well thought out trades, think about what you could do if you had 5 extremely well thought out trades. And another thing people need to realize is sometimes the market just doesn't give you the trades you want, right? Like you could go through a week where you get into 1 trade or no trades, right? It's really about like, just be careful. Don't overtrade, because a lot of people, even good traders, will chew up a lot of their profits by just over trading and getting greedy and being like, oh, I think it's going to retrace a little bit here. Let me try to grab a bag, right? Like, and there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you can do it, right? But oftentimes what people will do is like, they'll get a really good trade and then they'll try to get every little up and down. They'll try to make a bag on and they'll just chew up a lot of their profits. So just be careful about that. But what I like to do is I incorporate the liquidity. I look at the fibs, right? I look at the volume profile. I look at market cipher. I look at Lux Algo, right? And all this stuff together gives me a very high probability trade. And the more confluences we stack up, the more risk we could take on the trade, right? And by risk, I don't mean like bigger stop loss. I just mean like the more money we could put on the trade, right? Still using the same stop losses. So hopefully that helps you guys out and gives you a little bit of insight into how I actually look into this stuff. And shout out to Dakota. Thank you. I almost hit the GOAT. Shout out to Dakota. They also call him Dakota. But shout out to you, bro. He said, if I don't have Market Cipher, what should I use to find confirmations? Also, love the Candle Mafia. Well, shout out to Dakota. Hey, Candle Mafia. You guys are awesome. I get complimented on the Candle Mafia constantly. It's very, very wild. People are like, man, your community is like something else, man. And I'm like, oh, come on. But shout out to Dakota. Very easy, right? I don't want anyone thinking, if you do want to use Market Cipher, don't forget, you can check out our discount code MCFrank20 to save 20%, but you don't need a paid indicator, right? I'm not going to sit up here and say that you have to have a paid indicator to make money. It's simply not true, and I'm not going to do that to my audience, right? So here's the thing. If you're looking for, like what I was just looking for, if you're looking for like a bullish divergence or something, you could very easily find these on the RSI, right? So free indicator on just about any charting platform that you're looking at. You could find this same stuff on the RSI, right? And this is obviously free. So you can see here and just to kind of prove it, right? You're not going to get every single setup, but even right here, lower lows on your price action, look at your RSI making higher lows, right? Very slightly here, but you are making those higher lows, right? So this is showing us that momentum is coming up, but price is coming down, right? So it kind of doesn't make sense. That's why you expect a correction to the upside. And then like just to show you, let's see, did you get it here? And right here, same thing, right? Lower lows on your price action, higher lows on your momentum waves, right? That is the pinch point for the bullish divergences. You want those lines to be like a pinch point. And then for the bearish divergences, you basically want higher highs like that, right, with lower highs on your RSI or momentum waves or your hypertrend, right, or your hyperwave on Lux Algo, right? And then that is the open alligator mouth. And the way I explain this is you have one line going up, one line going down, right? And then this is like your alligator mouth, right? Here's your teeth. Here's your teeth, right? So I know it's a little bit weird to look at, but that's your alligator mouth, right? And then the alligator pukes out the red candles, right? So those you're looking for a move down, and then the bullish divergences you're looking for the move up. And Lux Algo, the really cool thing about Lux Algo is it marks the divergences for you, right? So you could just look here like, hey, oh God, hang on, I'm coming down. Like, let's go into bar replay mode real quick because I feel like this is an educational stream and I feel the sauce flowing and I don't want to stop it, right? But look, deviation below your value area, right? Let's come up to the 4 hour. Deviation below your value area. Back down to the 1 hour, right? So undervalued Bitcoin, right? This is what we're thinking. Hey, it's undervalued here. Are we going to get a bullish divergence? The cool thing about Lux Algo is it will actually just mark out the divergence for you with this gold line. So now you see this gold line and you're like, hey, bullish divergence. You get your green bullish reversal signal, right? And then this is where you'd be like, hey, maybe we can get a move up here. We have a bullish divergence, right? We're deviated below the volume profile, right? So this is an undervalued Bitcoin. I'm looking to ride this back into the range and potentially back up to the value area high, right? So you could look to enter. And again, I don't know. I'm pretty sure this will play out. I'm not 100% sure. But again, you get the bullish divergence. Now, at this point, you are simply going to be looking to get above your value area low and then look to come up to the POC and value area high. We'll see if we get, right now you're fighting with that value area low right here. Can you get above? This might not, depending on how much profit you could take here, might not be a bad time to take profits, but oftentimes there won't be a lot of profit on the table at this point because you've barely moved up. But let's see. You're looking to get above that value area high, and do we get stopped out? Oh, God, this one's tickling us. Gee willikers. Let's see. Okay, there you go. And here we go. There you go. Right here, above the value area low, flipped it to support. Now we're looking up to the POC. Right? And again, this is hindsight, guys. This is obviously not live. But just barely front ran the POC. Let's see. Do we eventually get up there or no? I think we got rejected, right? Let's see. Okay, yeah. So there you go. Front ran that POC just slightly. I'm just going to let that play out. But front ran that POC slightly. But please understand, guys. Hang on. There you go, right? So this will be a little bit emotional for the people who weren't taking profits. But understand, guys, this whole move up, right? You don't have to wait to actually hit your key level, right? Like if you're up, price is sitting here up, 4%, like probably want to take some profit off the table, even up like 2%, right? Like for a scalp, you might want to take some profit off the table, right? And again, whether you look at your developing value area, because as you guys can see, these value areas move as price develops, right? So let me go back real quick, and then we'll move on to the altcoins really quickly. But I really want to hammer this home because I think it's going to help out a lot of people. So what you could do here, right? Remember, I kind of flip-flop back and forth. You want to make sure that you understand that the value area levels will move as price develops, right? We just saw that as price played. You'll see these levels move up and down. It's because it's based off of volume. But you could unextend, right? You could either have your volume profile extend to the right, or you could have it locked in place, right? So if you're looking at a particular value area, and actually the setup for this trade did hit the value area high, but not of this range. This is not the range we were looking at. We were looking at the local range. But anyway, all that aside, what you want to do is essentially, if you have your volume profile not extended to the right, you could look at these levels and leave them, right? So you can mark this level out as POC and solidify it with a horizontal line that will not move. And oftentimes, even if you're developing value area, if you have it extending to the right, even if you don't hit those levels on the extended value area, the old value area that you have just sitting here not extended to the right, oftentimes those levels will remain strong, right? So even though we didn't come up and hit that value area high or POC we were looking at, oftentimes you will hit that static value area level. Does that make sense? I think it's a little bit hard to kind of hammer home. But anyway, that's some insight into exactly how I look at that stuff. And again, LuxAlgo makes it super, super easy. We also have discount codes for them as well in the description. But please remember, we just did that on the RSI in the same exact way, and the RSI is completely free. I don't want anyone feeling like they have to have a paid indicator to make money. It's simply not true. It just helps, right? I like to look at them because it helps me, right? It's not, if you gave me only an RSI on the chart or just the chart in general, I'd still be able to make money, right? But the indicators make it much easier. But I don't want anyone thinking that you have to have a premium indicator. It's not true. If anyone's telling you that, they're lying to you to try to make money off of you. Anyway, let's continue on. Shout out to Dakota. Hopefully that helps you out, bro. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, it makes sense. Kind of wondered that recently myself. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. The square root of 625 equals what? Is that hard enough? I don't know what's going on. Shout out to Cuz I Can Bump It. Yeah, okay. And yes, shout out to Ian said, Frankie Candle's LuxAlgo collab volume profile indicator may just be a thing, guys. We might be able to take a look at it tonight. But let's go ahead and let's see. Yeah, Realist says COQ wants to grow. I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that, guys. But go ahead and drop those altcoins in the chat if you guys want me to take a look at your favorite altcoin. Spam it in chat. Rob the Crypto Snubble. Add up the votes, or count up the votes, as we like to say, and let us know what altcoins we're looking at. Smash that like button if you guys are finding any value in the live stream. We're going for 550 likes, and I'll say it. If we get 550 likes, we'll give away Dave Digital's hat. I'm just kidding. We can't do that. But we will give away maybe one of these limited edition color hats. Low-key, all my favorite colors of all my favorite designs and all the colors, favorite colors of all the merch are very, all my favorites, everyone else hates. All the ones that I think are ugly, everyone else likes. So basically what we do is when we look for new merch, I'm getting a scam call currently. When we get new merch, I just pick out my favorite thing, and then we don't sell it. And we just go for all the stuff that I hate, and then everybody loves it. Because apparently I have horrible taste. But this is my favorite hat. This is what I would want. This is what I would want to win. You know what? I'm gonna pop this. Hang on, let me pop this hat on while you guys are spamming those altcoins. We will be taking a look at COQ, which obviously I am saying like that for a reason. We will take a look at COQ. I saw Jonathan Schaefer pop up in the chat. Hang on. Shout out to Jonathan Schaefer. Said, "Why are you keeping those trades from 26K open? The funding rate must have overweighted your profit on that by now." Just saying. Shout out to Jonathan Schaefer. No, not at all. Not at all. Let's see. But not a wrong thought though, Jonathan. Not a wrong thought at all. But not the case for my trade. Let's see. Don't be spying on my combo. Jeez, Frank. Shout out to because I can bump it. But let me go ahead and pop this off here and pop on this new hat. You guys like how I don't let you see me without a hat on? It's just super smooth hat changes here. But there you go. Yeah, and guys, it would be really helpful. Tony D, if you could put a poll in the chat. Do you guys like the not mesh backs? Let us know, because this is one of those things where I actually don't like these. But like I said, everyone that I don't like, everyone else likes. So let me know, because I don't want to sell these because I don't like them. But that probably means that you guys might like them. So let me know if Tony D could put out a poll. It'd be helpful if you guys could vote on that. But let's see. Shout out to August Wang, said, can we get a crop top for the women? Shout out to August. We will be adding female merch. We actually have had a crop top. Mrs. Candles has the prototype. But they never went into full production just because we had a couple hiccups. But we are going to get all that back up and running. And we already have some really sweet designs for the female merch. So, yeah, stick around for that. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Anna Maria, said, what about volume profile for TradingView? Well, Anna Maria, I will just say really quickly while Rob the Crypto Snob is counting up those votes. I believe the fixed range is free. And I think the CandleMafia might correct me in chat every time I say this, but the fixed range, which is what I was using before, this one, right, where you select the range you want to get, and then it pulls the volume profile for you. This is free, I think, on TradingView. But if it's not, here's the thing: we are going to be releasing a super secret indicator that may or may not have anything to do with me. That may be even a more overpowered volume profile. That may have even more features than a regular volume profile. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you can look at Fibonacci levels. Maybe they're auto-populating. I don't know. I don't really know. But I'm just saying, maybe it can help you find the divergences. I mean, hang on a second. Both. I mean, here's the thing, guys. Even if you don't have Market Cipher or Lux Algo, this super secret indicator that, again, I may or may not have something to do with and may or may not be available for free very soon, look at those, and there's a reason this is like this, guys. Look at that same example we just looked at with those divergences below the volume profile. Are you noticing something here? What is that? I don't really know. It looks kind of like a sauce can. Oh, wait, hang on. Look at this other example. Oh, weird. There's a sauce can there as well. And there's another sauce can here. All examples of us deviating from the volume profiles with bullish signals, letting you know. And what happened? Sauce can, value area low. Sauce can, value area high. Sauce can, value area high. I don't know. Imagine. I know this took a long time, guys, but we didn't want to put out garbage. So we may or may not have more information on this. But yeah, we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this. So there you go. I know it's free. Ask for this super chat secret. Yo, shout out to Anna Maria. Let's go. Dang, man, I am so tempted to answer this scam call. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, shout out to Anna Maria. Yeah, let's go. Shout out to Anna Maria. But yeah, beautiful examples. All those examples we just looked at on the volume profile, beautifully displayed here on our indicator. Baby, this thing is too saucy. Let's go. Anyway, I don't want to reveal too much. But let's go ahead and continue on here. Yeah, okay, let's continue on. Oh, look at the sauce cans in chat. Let's go, baby. All right, let's go ahead and we'll start off with Ethereum, guys. And then I'm going to pick and choose the altcoins tonight because I don't know if you guys heard Mrs. Candles. Last night, we went long when I was supposed to go short because I have a lot of stuff to get ready for. With the holidays coming up, I'm very, very behind. So I was supposed to cut the stream short yesterday, but we didn't get a chance. So we're probably going to cut it a little bit short tonight. So I'm going to run through these alts pretty quickly, right? On Ethereum, taking a look here. Same thing, right? Like, where'd we get the bounce from? Key level of support, right? 2146, the same level we've been looking at for forever, right? So again, key levels remain the same. 2146 is your key level of support. 2350 is your key level of resistance. If you wind up holding support over your key level here, I would look to come back up to your next key level at 2350. Now, if we wind up losing, we talked about this yesterday, right? And again, luckily, I mean, not luckily, but funny enough, like nothing has really happened, right? So the TA remains the same. if we get a break to the downside here, I will look for not only support on this previous value area high at $2,100, but this also gives you insight into what's likely to happen next, right? Because just like you can come up on a volume profile like we have looked at on a lot of these altcoins and predicted the higher prices based off the volume profiles. You could do the same thing to the downside, right? So if you lose this range, you can look for support on the value area high, but it's also important because if you cannot get back above this value area high and you get stuck underneath, where is price likely to go next? The next likely place for price to go is going to be Creighton C. Let him know. Oh, speaking of Creighton C, thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, Mesh is losing. Must be a lot of... God. Creighton C said, Mesh is losing. Must be a lot of baldies trying to avoid dot burns. Not guys with thick hair like us who need ventilation. Yo, shout out to Creighton C, bro. Shout out to all the bald people. I would look horrible bald. I feel like a lot of bald people look good bald. I knew someone who was bald, and I saw pictures of them with hair, and I was like, oh my God, ew, you got hair? That's gross. You look way better bald, dude. Like, I don't know what it is. If I was bald, I would look like an alien, guys. I have a weird-shaped head. But anyway, shout out to Creighton C. I guess you would get dot sunburns, right? Nah, it'd probably just be shade. I don't know. But yeah, let me know in the chat, guys. Yo, dang, it's like a 50-50. I mean, we're not going to get rid of the mesh, but we would, I guess if 50% of you guys, about 50% of you guys like the non-mesh, I'm not surprised. Like I said, all the ones that I like, everyone doesn't like, and all the ones I hate, everyone likes. So I wouldn't be surprised if these sell like hotcakes. I don't know. But yeah, shout out Frankie Candle, short stream. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. What short stream? Pin my next comment. Shout out to Rob. I appreciate you, bro. But let's fly through this, right? And thank you, Creighton, for that super chat. I appreciate you so much, bro. But if you get stuck underneath here, and I saw you guys, everybody said POC, right? So if you get stuck under here, the next likely place for price to go is going to be that POC and eventually that value area low. Not guaranteed, but much more likely once you get accepted into the range, right? So simply put, same thing as we were looking at yesterday on Ethereum. Other than that, very, very, very similar situation to Bitcoin. If we pull up the indicators, you can see VWAP coming up on your daily. Once that green dot prints, likely to give us a move to the upside. And very similarly, if we continue up and we break our current highs, similar to Bitcoin, going to be looking for price to shoot up right into a resistance level and potentially give us that daily bearish divergence. Quick and dirty on Ethereum. The only way I do it. All right, let's see. Shout out to Dave Digital says, so we shave your... Okay. All right, fine, Dave. So we shave you shiny bald at 100K subscribers. Man. Oh, man. That is rough, dude. That is rough. Maybe a million. Maybe 10 million. When we hit 100 million subs, when we hit 1 billion subs, I will shave my head bald. Shout out to Dave Digital. Man, shiny bald is not a look for me. I'm telling you right now. Somebody Photoshop it. Take a picture of me with my hair, with my hat off, and then if someone's good at Photoshop me bald, and you'll quickly like gag at your computer screen and be like, okay, never mind. I'm not even gonna share this. I won't even do this to Frankie. This is bad. So shout out to you guys. Dakota says, thanks for the help. Frankie and the Mafia joined Premium last week. Thanks for all you do, and let's get this bread. Shout out to Dakota. I appreciate you for not only sending that super chat, but also being in the Premium Discord, bro. That money is coming to you very soon. Let's go. Let's get this bread, or let's collect the baguette. Let's get it. Bing bong. Let's go. Shout out to Dakota. Crypto Crabman said, Frank, can we get some candle beanies for us mountain folks? Yeah. Crypto Crabman. Yeah. Tony T, can we get that going? We have beanies. I have beanies. I have 2 beanies that I could technically give away. And we will be adding them to the merch store very, very soon. Like I said, we're trying to get the merch back up and running. We changed providers. We had to redo everything. But yes, absolutely, Crypto Crabman. Tony D, let's add that to the list. Beanies, we already have them designed. I already have samples. But yeah, we will add those back to the store very soon. So that's what I'm looking at on Ethereum, guys. And again, remember, come back up here. Beautiful daily bearish divergence, quick and dirty on Ethereum. I am running out of time. Mrs. Kendall is tapping her foot. But let's go ahead and move on to COQ, or otherwise known as, never mind. I can't say it. Family friendly, guys. I know it's not the actual word, but yeah, here we are. Oh, baby, she's going for the targets. She's going for the targets, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Target number 1 acquired. Target number 1 acquired, guys. You guys know we were looking at this. And what did we say? What did we say? Let's go, CandleMafia. Bing bong. Let's get it. I haven't looked at this chart all day, guys. I'm very happy. Let's go. Yesterday, guys, we were simply looking at this level here. Doorway to higher prices. Guys, we should legit. I'm gonna trademark this. Doorway to higher prices. The only place that has these doorways to higher prices is simply the Frankie Candles YouTube channel, guys. Doorway to higher prices. We came up, perfect rejection, and then finally what happens? We get above the level, flip it to support, and what did it do? It opened up that doorway to higher prices right to our target number 1, got a little rejection at that first target, and now we are smashing right through, potentially taking off to our second target at 4917. Let's go. I have not looked at this. Woo, baby. All right. All right. Sorry, guys. I just kind of give me a second here. But anyway, yeah, pushing up for that second target, guys. Can we? Now, I don't want anyone getting it twisted, right? It's exciting. We saw what we wanted. But just because we smashed target 1 does not mean that we are going to absolutely smash target 2. Doesn't mean we're not going to either. But, oh, yeah. Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't guarantee that we come up to target 2. But, guys, in my personal opinion, this is a meme coin, right? And this has really not gotten that gigantic parabolic, meme coin run. Now, it may never come, but yeah, this thing is up quite a bit here, and more importantly, it's like, look how the analysis plays out. Doorway to higher prices, you flip it, bing bong, right to the upside. Target number 1 acquired. Target number 2 up here at 4917. Target number 3 up here at 6102. Maybe we hit it, maybe we don't. Hopefully on tomorrow's live stream, we're celebrating once again, but I want to be clear here, guys. Meme coin could go to 0. So be very careful. If you are making money with the meme coins, please take profits. Take it from me. Like, I'm not here to be your crypto dad and yell at you because I know how to do everything right and you do everything wrong. I'm here to tell you to take profits because I have not done that before, right? I've gone through all this. I turned $100 into almost 15 grand with SafeMoon and didn't sell a penny of it, right? Take your profits. You know why I didn't sell a penny of it? Because, 15 grand is going to be worth $1 million in 2 days. And then it's worth nothing, right? Could it have been $1 million? Sure. Can you sell a bag and then it rips and you could have made $1 million and you miss out? Sure. But what's better? Making money or losing money, right? Or not making money or losing money. Obviously, you don't want to lose the money. You'd rather not make money. Even though, for me, sometimes it feels worse to lose money. Feels worse to miss out on money than lose money. That's something I had to get over in my trading. But just make sure you pay yourself when you're in profit. Shout out to Dave Digital said, now teach us when TP. I'll be honest with you, right? Like target 1 hit, I would be taking profits. At any of these targets, you could take profits, right? So, depending on where you got in, right? So your TPs are going to depend on where you got in. If you're in from down here, you could easily take profit here, right? And the next profit, maybe you shave a little bit more off. Or maybe you hit the first TP, take out, depending on how much you're up, take out your original investment and let the moon bag ride. And then you can let this thing rip into 2025. I wouldn't recommend that, but there you go. COQ on the rise. Target 1 acquired. Target number 2, again, 4917. Can we get there? I don't know. I'm very risk averse with the meme coins. They're very volatile. So there you guys go. Yeah, shout out to Elite Ways. Says, Frankie, what's the best setting for the volume profile? Simply put, row size 250 is what I use. That's the only thing I change, really, I think. Row size 250, value area 70, I believe is default. Other than that, it's just about turning on the value area high, value area low POC and changing colors, right? So there you go. Only real input or setting that I change is the row size to 250. And all that really does is increase the resolution of the profile, right? So if I put this on 5, you only have 5 bars, right? So by making it 250, right, and it's very hard to judge what the actual volume looks like here, but by changing it to 250, you get 250 bars, giving you much higher resolution of the volume. So there you go. Hopefully that answers your question, Elite Ways. All right, let's see. Let's move on to Pyth. Take a look at the KuCoin chart. Pyth. All right, let's see. Going to 0. Next. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. All right, let's see here. On the daily, very little price history, so this is a little hard to analyze. So please understand that. But let's check the 4-hour. I mean, we could pull somewhat of a wonked out range here. Yeah, I mean, it's a little hard. It's a little like, where do you pull this thing to? But let's see. So technically we are, look at that retest on the POC, little bing, little bong, instant reversal. But I mean, where are we? And again, this is hard to say, right? Because this looks like there's not a lot of price history here, right? So you're below your value area, right? So this would technically be undervalued, right? Looking to ride back into your fair value. And you actually did range around in this area pretty well, right? Like this is a pretty nice volume profile. So just based off the volume profiles, what you'd be looking for here is a potential revisit. Come on, volume profile. Let's go. Come on, print. I don't. I just see you guys laughing in chat. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. Oh, shout out to Power Friends at Frankie Candles. Don't have to say how much, but what price did you get here? I can't read these seriously. Your COQ at? I don't know. I'd have to look. I can't find out right this second. But I will say I bought it. I either bought it Friday or over the weekend. I will say that. I don't remember exactly where it was at. But I bought it either Friday or over the weekend. So you could kind of like look at the chart and try to figure out where that was. So yeah, and I will verify that. But I don't want to spend the time. We're in a rush. But yeah, I bought it like a few days ago. But anyway, I guess this volume profile is not going to print. But essentially, you're looking to potentially get accepted back into your value area, come back up to the value area high, right? So, but I will be careful, again, because there's not a lot of price history here, right? 4-hour money flows technically coming out here. That's not the best look. So you got to be careful with that. Take a look at the 2-hour. A nice little bullish divergence here would be nice, right? Lower lows on your price, higher lows. Looking for a green dot on the 2-hour, so you may get a little bit of a local bounce. With these coins, like I would rather wait for the price action to develop a little bit more here. But yeah, very, very hard to make a call on this just based off of the lack of price history. So do with that what you will. But let's see. Let me pull some fibs. Yeah, kind of. It's really hard. It's really hard with these coins. So, yeah, you're losing this 786 here. Not the best look. Not the best look to lose that 786. So, yeah, you really want to reclaim the 786. If not, I'd be wary. I'd be very wary. But very hard to say because there's really just not a lot of information on the chart for Pyth. So, yeah, I don't like that you're losing that 786. You really got to get back above this level. If not, maybe a little downside ahead. But again, not very confident on any of this TA just because of the lack of price action. But there you go. Let's see. Shout out to Orel says, what's the name of that RSI Lux Algo indicator? This is Lux Algo, the one that marks out those divergences for you. This is called Lux Algo. This also comes with a plethora of other signals and features that go onto your candlesticks, etc. But this is Lux Algo. Check the link in the description. We have all the deals and discounts in the description or on frankiecandlestrading.com. And then the free one that I was showing, the RSI, is just the RSI. So there you go. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to Wick's wife, Fine89, said Twitter is unrecognizable these days, y'all. It's a weird land over there. Other than strict work stuff, I'm not I don't know. Twitter's a toxic place, man. I just want to have a good time to look at the charts. But anyway, let's see. Let's go ahead and continue on here. So we got Pyth. Let's take a quick look at Link, which, I think I've said this before on the channel. I am interested in potential swing longs on Link right now. And the reason being is simply because we are tapping on the door. Now, this is obviously, it's not a guaranteed trade, but my thought process is here is I am looking for this. We have nice consolidation, right? Remember, price ranges 80% of the time, right? So again, you have balance, imbalance, balance, imbalance, balance. Can we get imbalance? The thing here is if we're able to get some imbalance to the upside and break above this value area low, simply put, it's the doorway to higher prices. And we all just looked at COQ, right? And what happened when we crossed that doorway to higher prices, right? We don't joke around with this. Like, we're not just picking random levels of resistance on the chart and being like, hey, if we break above this, we're going to look like geniuses, guys. There's a reason why I label these levels doorway to higher prices, and it's because if we get above this level, chances are the next likely place for Chainlink to go is, number one, way more likely for it to go up than down. And number two, it's just the next likely place for price to go is going to be this target here at $22.57. And not even that, we could easily start a journey up to the macro point of control at $26.89. Shout out to Ian. Bro, thank you for the super chat. You're the GOAT. I appreciate you. And, you think I should do that? Okay. Get out of my head, Ian. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you. He says you should talk to Lux Algo and ask them about putting some MPOCs on one of their indicators. It's almost like we have similar brains, Ian. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. But yeah, that's, yeah. I mean, I'm going to be very cryptic about that. But anyway, shout out to Ian. Let's see. Dave Digital said, C3, I can help you with your graphics if you need. Dave Digital. Shout out to you, bro. You do graphics? Good to know. Good to know. But anyway, guys, we're consolidating up here, right? Looks like some kind of bullish consolidation. If we're able, again, not if I can just randomly enter a long, but if I get signals to go long here, right? Notice we're at a value area low. So if we start getting bullish signals down here, I may be looking to build a little bit of a swing long on Chainlink to ride it back into your volume profile up to this $22 target and potentially up to the POC at $26. That's what I'd be looking at for Chainlink. And then, I mean, honestly, you could be starting your journey up to the value area high. If Bitcoin winds up going to 48 to 50K, I would say that Chainlink getting into these targets is not unlikely. So I will be looking for a swing long on Chainlink if we get the confirmations. Are we getting them? We don't know. Not yet. I don't have any signals just yet. But if we do, I will be looking to take a position, right? Because if you come up to these higher time frames, weekly red dot on Chainlink, guys, we talked about this the other day, hasn't given us a huge move, right? We printed it here, and we've basically just consolidated since then. And, you know, the more time that goes by without this weekly red dot giving you a huge move to the downside could give you an opportunity to have that VWAP roll back up and catch a fresh long position for the next big leg to the upside. Because remember, although we hit resistance and even some of these medium time frames, 8-hour money flow in the red, may look a little bearish, in the long term, we still have some pretty fresh money flow crossovers here on the higher time frames. So there is possibility of getting back into this range and getting a move up to the top of that bull market range, or at least to the $22 or POC targets. Now, with that being said, simply put, if it doesn't play out, we have strict invalidation points. And for me, I mean, really what I would do, I'm expecting to potentially get below this range, look for a long position. It wouldn't be until I lost these lows, really, right? Like, even if we dip down to about 1280, still be okay holding that long until we wound up breaking these levels. Once you broke these lows, then I would look for a bigger move down, maybe cut my losses and look for a move closer to about 1180. But that's what we're looking at on Chainlink. Quick and dirty, but again, very similar to what we looked at recently. And last but not least, guys, let's pull up XRP really quickly. I do have to hop out of here very soon. And shout out to Crypto Billy, bro. Thank you so much. He said, can't chill without properly giving back, bro. Hashtag givers gain. Hashtag FYP, find your people. Hashtag FCU, Frankie Candles University. Shout out to Crypto Billy. I love you, bro. Thank you so much for that super chat. And I think he's saying because Billy, if you are saying that because you promoted your Twitter space, yeah, Billy, I'm sending you that $20 back, bro. Shout out to Crypto Billy. There's no need to pay me back. You already do so much for us, dude. Please steal your stuff, guys. By the way, at 9 o'clock, correct me if I'm wrong, Billy, but at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Crypto Billy will be doing an X space or Twitter space. I can't say X space. Twitter space on his Twitter. Go check him out. Billy Goat Tales. And hang on. Let me go ahead and pin that link for you, bro. Hang on. Yeah, because XRP is the last one, so there you go. So pinned at the top of the chat, guys. Go hang out with Crypto Billy. I was on last episode, and it was super, super fun. I really, really liked it, and it's a lot of value on that. So go check him out. Blow him up. Show him that CandleMafia love. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. I really do appreciate you. But take a look at XRP. Same song and dance here, guys. Like I said, I am still holding my XRP short. Still up. We're still fine on this short. However, basically, it's very similar to Bitcoin, right? I'm just waiting for a move, right? If we come back down, I'm making extra money. If we come back up, I'm stopped out massively in profit, right? And then just looking for higher prices. But to give you context into what's likely to happen on XRP, guys, doorway to higher prices, value area low at 60, almost 63 cents. If you get above that level and hold it as support, that's where we're looking for the bigger move up towards that POC. Obviously, we have some other levels in between, but eventually, you're looking to hold that value area low to hopefully start the journey up to your point of control at 83 cents. And then, if something really exciting happens and you flip that POC to support, that's where you're looking for that move up to potentially, or start the journey, right? Likely going to be some messy price action here, a journey up to the value area high. And, I want to kind of push this home, guys. Don't let the noise. Do not miss the forest for the trees, right? Because I know a lot of people, like even just looking at the volume profiles, we understand that the markets are messy, right? Price action is messy. But when you're looking at this volume profile, you're expecting to flip the low, go to the POC, and back to the high, right? But we know that it's likely not just going to be from the low to the POC, flip the POC directly to the high. Sometimes that happens. It's more rare than anything. But we understand that price action is probably going to be messy. So if we get up here and get above the POC, it's probably going to look something like this. You're going to come up a little bit, back down. You're going to lose the POC and then get back above it. And you're going to come back up and then back down. And you have to understand that inexperienced market participants are seeing this little move down going, oh my God, it's going to zero. Oh my God, oh my God. And then they see this little move down. Oh my God, it's going to zero. Oh my God, sell everything's going to zero, right? That's not how we trade, right? It's not how we trade. We simply don't do that. We know that even if you get the pull, it's more likely to eventually get the move up here. So don't miss the forest or cut your trades short if you have no reason to cut them short. If for something like this, right? Because like this on a 4-hour, right, on a lower time frame is going to look like a massive meltdown. But at the end of the day, it's probably just a smaller pullback in the journey to your macro target, right? Like same thing on Bitcoin, right? It's a perfect example on Bitcoin. You get a move up, right? We're expecting this bear market rally, right? And then, you come up, you get above the value area low, and then we get this push down. Everybody thought it was going to zero, right? Everyone's like, oh my God, we just dumped so much so quick. This was like a 5-minute candle that just nuked us to the floor. Everyone's like, oh my God, it's going to zero, right? But we did not miss the forest for the trees, guys. We knew that price action's messy, right? So we're not expecting price to just get to the value area low and just yeet up to the value area high. You're going to have pullback. So we expect these things. And not only that, but we actually make money by shorting them, right? So, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. We kind of ended early. What I'm going to do, guys, here, how many likes did we get? I'm actually going to spin the wheel tomorrow. We have 365 likes. If we get 500 likes by the time the music ends and the actual live stream ends and you leave the waiting room, if we get 500 likes by that time, I will add 15 spins to tomorrow's wheel, but I do got to get out of here, so we're going to spin it tomorrow. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. COQ to the moon. Let's go. Shout out to Bitcoin Chicken, or Crypto Pollo, as you guys like to call them. But yeah, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Watch Bitcoin, guys. Like I said, plan remains almost exactly the same as yesterday. Waiting to see if we could shoot up towards those higher targets. And if not, we are simply already short from the top, and we will make money on the way down. So with all that being said, guys, I'll see you tomorrow night. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
You can't hold me back. You can't hold me down. Okay, we back now. It's been a minute, foot is on the gas now. Ain't no limits, I swear I can never cap out. Yeah, they don't let me loose, I'ma act out. Cause I'm back out. Whoa, look, I'm back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now, back now, back now, back now. Somebody tell them that we, yeah. I got the city on my shoulder, straight to the top, yeah. I told you I never drop what I'm holding, yeah. I got the team with me. We gotta go and we on a roll, so we never see defeat. Yeah, lights still shine even when the world's dark, and I still stride even when it gets harder. We stayed steady since the day that we started. No, we ain't stopping. I know we got it. Look, we back now. It's been a minute, foot is on the gas now. Ain't no limits, I swear I can never cap out. Yeah, they don't let me loose, I'ma act out. Cause I'm back out. Whoa, look, I'm back now. Back now. Back now. Back now. Back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now. Back now. Back now. Back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now. Back now. Look, we back now. It's been a minute, foot is on the gas now. Ain't no limits, I swear I can never cap out. Yeah, they don't let me loose, I'ma act out. Cause I'm back out. Whoa, look, I'm back now. Back now. Back now. Back now. Back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now. Back now. Back now. Back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now. Back now. Back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now. Back now. Back now. Back now. Somebody tell them that we back now. Back now. Back now.
Was it Elite Ways? I think Elite Ways said ICP tomorrow. Who said it? Who said it? Hang on. It said at Frankie Candles, at Rob the Crypto Snob, ICP tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Elite Ways said, peace out, folks. ICP tomorrow, Rob and Frankie. Well, Elite Ways, how about this? How about we do ICP right now? Let's go ahead and jump into the charts here, guys. Real quick and dirty. Quick and dirty on ICP. But let's go ahead and zoom out just a little bit here and take a look at what we got going on. Now, as you guys know, yesterday we were looking at, obviously, this level of resistance for a potential pullback, and we actually even found this little zone of support between 766 and 619 to potentially pull back into and also potentially retest that previous value area high. Now, with that being said, 8-hour VWAP is starting to roll back to the upside, and if we come on down to the local time frames, pull up the 12-minute, 15-minute, you can see that we are actually below our volume profile, right? So we're below that value area low, and we are, you kind of have a little bit of a bullish divergence to the wicks here on the 12-minute. Check that 15-minute. So, yeah, we are starting to get somewhat of bullish divergences down here with the lower lows on our price action, higher lows on the momentum waves. If we pull up Lux Algo, let's see, as you can see here, what happened to the profile? Where'd the profile go? What happened? Well, anyway, you can see that divergence marked out here on Lux Algo, guys. And if we go back, I don't know why that was weird. Okay, there it is, back again. But you can see that divergence is confirmed down here. Now, I want to be clear, guys. Doesn't mean, I know those examples we looked at looked really good, and they were really good. But I just don't want anyone to think it's a guarantee that once you get a divergence below a value area, you're guaranteed to come up, because that is simply not the case. There is much more to it than that. But, money flow is coming up here. You have the bullish divergences on the lower time frames. At this point, what I'd look for is a potential flip of support on that value area low for a potential move to your POC. And if you flip that to support, I'd look for a move back to the value area high. And then, even your 15-minute money flow starting to work up here. Take a look at your 4-hour. 4-hour green dot, looking to print another, looking to print here very soon. So if you're able to get that 15-minute money flow crossing over into the green with that green dot on the 4-hour, that may be where your bigger move up starts. Also, guys, before we wrap this up, I do just want to say, filmed a script. That's not how that works. You write a script and then film the video. But we filmed a video today about an altcoin. I don't really see a lot of people talk about this altcoin, but I'll just say this. You guys know I am bullish on the interoperability narrative moving into the next bull run, as there are tons of blockchains at this point that are all going to need a way to communicate. And we do have an altcoin. Try to guess it in the chat. But we have a video on an altcoin coming up. And can this one make you a millionaire? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. You have to watch the video. But anyway, stick around for that. I want to see if anybody can guess it. Drop those in the chat and let me know. It is an altcoin that we don't really talk about very often, or I've probably never mentioned it on the show, but you guys will find out on Sunday. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. That's all I got. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong. Hold up. Hold up. Stop the music. Stop the music, guys. Don't forget to check out Billy's crypto space. Billy's Twitter space on Twitter, Crypto Billy Tales. It's pinned to the top of the chat, guys. Set a reminder and go hang out with Billy. Show him some love. I'm going to be at the store in This Is Candle, so I won't be able to be there, but show him that CandleMafia love. That's all I got. Shout out to Crypto Billy. You're the GOAT. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to